Okay, well, it looks like recording has started here. This is Comp and Circumstance for May 15th, 2025. I've had to change the time on it, so if you've logged in for the 2 p.m. Session and you're not there, I apologize. We'll fix that. Let you know that our next session will be on the 21st. It'll actually be a Wednesday next week, but we'll send some more information out about that later. But right now, we just want to get you up to speed on what's going on workerscompensation.com. And what's going on is a big thanks to our friends at NCCI. They've just wrapped up their AIS. We have one story run on it already. That's up and making the rounds about the industry drill down that Sandra Kipp has put together for them. Today, we're working on a story from Brian Stein about driving risks and trends related to driving and workers' compensation. That was a fascinating session. Then we'll probably wrap up our AIS coverage with a brief recap of the session on pain and what things are like in the post-opioid environment. Just a second here, I'll get you going on what you can see since last we've checked in with each other. And we'll share the screen and give you just a brief update on what's going on, and then we'll let you get on your way. Thank you for spending your time with us. We do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and share what we have going for today. And boom, there we go. So if you're on the website today, you can see that there it is, the industry trends that was covered on Monday at AIS. If you were down there, you got a great session, one of many. And that's kind of our latest news, but there's other news going on as well. And let's just take a quick peek at what you might have missed since we last checked in. An FMLA case, we step out to some of the areas. I know we have some HR people and some employer related people out there that might have a need for FMLA information. Chris Parker breaks it down very well. This is an interesting one because one thing that you see all the time in the cases is that it doesn't take any magic words. And I'm glad that Chris started this like that. It doesn't take some kind of magic words or, there's not some kind of recitation that you have to do to invoke your FMLA rights. The case against this worker was, oh, well, she didn't say that she needed FMLA. But, what courts say is, if she's putting the pieces together like, hey, I need time off, take care of a sick family member, if you're an HR, if you're an employer, if you're a supervisor, those kinds of things, maybe you don't know all the steps for what to do for FMLA, but hey, we might be in FMLA territory. If someone is looking to take time off for a qualifying health condition for themselves or take care of a close family member, you don't have to hear the word FMLA or family medical leave or anything like that. So this walks us through how that happened in one case, sort of a real life example of what that means. Violence at work continues to be a thing. That was one of the interesting things that we noted in our AIS story. There's workplace violence is happening. We've seen it in healthcare. We're seeing it quite a bit in education, at least private education. And I think those trends hold true in public education. It's just the data isn't there because many of them are self-insured, but that's a different story. So there's a story there. Liz keeps us up to the speed on kind of the state of what's going on there in the workforce, what workers are facing on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of times it's it's an unsafe environment, and that's something that employers, insurers, everyone needs to be aware of, and hopefully there's some kind of way forward to make sure that these kinds of incidents become less and less, and that we see them in the headlines less and less. And perhaps one of my favorite stories that has been written on this website in a long time, and I say that a lot. I say that a lot about Dr. Claire Musselman's writing, but this is a great one. Just wrapped up her latest women's series, and this one drives home the point that there's nothing wrong being ambitious. That's kind of one of those slams against women that oh, they're too ambitious. Well, would you say that about man? And no, of course not. You'd say, oh, he's driven, he's passionate, he's success minded, he's growth minded. But a woman comes along and does the same kinds of things, and it's, she's too ambitious, or they use ambition as sort of a slur. And so she says it's time to put away that thinking, both if you have that yourself and, in the greater sort of culture at large. We can have a workplace that supports ambitious women eh, all day long, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, take a look at those stories, and then also take a look at Simply Research. I'm telling you about this all the time. Simply Research is a great tool. You can get it for as low as $99 per month, and you can sign up for a free trial. And let's just see what's going on lately on Simply Research. So we log in to my account there, and there's, you see the 50 states, but let's see what's new, and what's going on there. So, we got some good opinions coming out of a few different states there in the Midwest, Illinois, Missouri, some compliance updates from Nebraska, a form from South Dakota, a Virginia case, New Jersey information here. We're speaking about New Jersey. Want to give a nice little heads up or a shout out to our friends at Horizon Casualty Services. And there we go, misrepresentations. That's a compliance summary, and it's based on some case law. And the case is right there. And this has me think maybe this is something that we might look into here. 1995. Well, that goes back a few years. But, the thing about workers' comp cases is that they tend to stay good law for a long time, just because it's not a hotly litigated area with, sort of contentions. I mean, there are some issues that come up, a lot having to do with certain standards that courts apply. And, you'll see that it gets up to the high court and they'll say, well, we're going to change our position on some of these things. But this is a case that has remained good law, and our compliance team has vetted this and found information in here that lends itself to a compliance summary. So maybe we'll take a look at this case. Some of these retrospective cases are interesting, looking back on things in the past, that you can learn how, the legal precedent got where it was. And, we like to be as thorough as we can on New Jersey. We appreciate that state. And of course, we appreciate the support of Horizon Casualty Services. So if you want to give it a go, if you want to see what's good in your state, take some time, sign up for the free trial. As I keep saying, we will not bug you. We just want you to check it out because we think you'll like it, and we think that you'll find that it is worth at least $90 to $99 a month. In the meantime, keep checking in with us. We're happy to have you with us. We'll have, like I said, we're going to have more coverage of NCCI's AIS coming out today, and through the end of the week and into next week, hopefully, at least. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to schedule things out, but you can expect a couple more stories from the AIS. In the meantime, hope the rest of your week goes well. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves, everyone. Great day.